Larsa Pippen and Marcus Jordan, aka Larcus, aka my new favorite celebrity couple, and the co-hosts of Separation Anxiety, a new iHeartRadio podcast. How is it going? I can't believe that I'm talking to you both on camera. It seems like you guys are going full throttle with this relationship these days.
We kind of are. We're kind of living, living our best life, and just we're super happy.
Yeah, I love. Now, tell me how you guys decided to work together. I think that is the best cure for separation anxiety. You're giving yourself another excuse to constantly be together.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it so easy for us is that, we've always wanted to be together, like all the time. Even when we're apart, we FaceTime, we're in constant communication with each other. And so Larsa actually coined the term separation anxiety. And so it just was fitting for us to kind of name the podcast that.
Yeah. Tell me about this separation anxiety, Larsa. Why does Marcus make you feel this way? Because I can relate. I'm in an 11-year relationship and I can't stand to be apart from my fiance. And I know a lot of people look at me sideways. They're like, are you crazy? Are you codependent? But I just can't help myself.
You're just lucky, because I feel like that's where everyone wants to be. Everyone wants to be happy. I feel like for us, our relationship started as friends. So we had like a great foundation initially, and it just evolved into more. And I feel like we're just like best friends. We love doing the same things. We love the same foods. We like going to the same places. So I feel like for us, it was just like a natural transition. And us doing this podcast really was like therapeutic for us. We were like, hey, let's talk about this. Or people want to know about our age gap. Should we talk about that? Because we really don't view age like that. I've dated guys that were way older than me, and I've dated guys that are younger than Marcus. So for me, it wasn't like I was so concerned about a 16-year age difference. I was kind of concerned about what's going on like in your brain. Like, if you're mature or not, if you feel good about yourself, that to me is more important than someone's age.
Yeah, and I love that you guys now have this platform to sort of take ownership of the narrative around your relationship, because the second you two were spotted getting lunch that day, there has just been nonstop chatter. And so it's really refreshing to hear it come straight from the horse's mouths, how you feel about an age gap, or how you feel about having, a super famous ex and a super famous father, and how that impacts your relationship. Of all the conversations you've had so far for the podcast, what has been the most enlightening for you two as a couple? Like, you're literally having these sort of like revelations or aha moments as you're creating and recording the podcast.
Yeah, I think for us, there's been a few, but I think the main thing for us is just, honestly, like you said, setting the record straight, kind of dispelling some of those misconceptions. Because I think, a lot of people think Larsa was like babysitting me when I was a kid, or she was at my 3rd birthday or something like that. That's totally not the case. And I feel like with the podcast, it's allowed us to kind of clear the air on some of those misconceptions.
Yeah, and that must feel really good for you too, Larsa, because of course, social media always has something to say, and your castmates on the Real Housewives of Miami, they've always got something to say. What is their reaction to this podcast and you bringing Marcus around the group now?
They love him. Honestly, they've welcomed him. They love him. They love us as a couple. They've been really open to us. I feel like,
For sure.
Marcus has been filming with me this season, and it's been like a good experience so far.
Yeah, there's definitely been a learning curve for sure, but it's been fun. Yeah, it's been fun.
Fun. I feel like we're just in a really good place. We want to share our story, and I feel like a lot of times people get it wrong. They get it wrong with us, and they've gotten it wrong with me a lot of times. And so this was the point where we're like, hey, let's set the record straight. Let's be able to control what is being said about us and what's true and what's not true. Because I feel like so many times, I feel like there's so much information that's so inaccurate.
For sure.
What is the wildest or most outlandish rumor that you've heard about your relationship?
Well, I feel like the money thing is annoying.
I feel like people try to say Larsa's a gold digger, and she's after the Jordan money or something. And she's such an independent, career-driven woman. Like, she's got it going on. That's I think that's the most I wouldn't say annoying, but it's the one comment or commentary that I see that I gotta refrain from, commenting back.
Or people want to know why I haven't changed my last name. Yeah. That's like people constantly want to know why I haven't changed my last name. And I'm like, I view my last name, if it were Smith, Jones, or whatever it was, it's my kid's last name. if I get remarried, then I have no problem replacing it. And as my kids get older, I feel more comfortable replacing my last name. But why would I change my last name when it's my kid's last name?
Yeah.
Right. No, that's a great point. My dad passed away when I was really young, and my mom, regardless of if she dated or not, she always said, I want to keep the same last name because we are a family, we're a unit. But I love that you said you were open to maybe changing your last name, Larsa. How likely is it that you could become Larsa Jordan? Do you guys talk about marriage? I know that, the second you realized you were meant for each other, things started to move fast. You said I love you, Marcus, in like less than 10 days. So what's going on? Are we talking marriage yet?
Um,
I mean, you can answer that.
I mean, I feel like we're approaching a year in our relationship, so it's still fairly new, and we're obviously moving at top speed. But I think at some point, we haven't really seriously sat down and had that conversation. I think it's been more so as I start to meet your friends and you meet my friends, it gets brought up in those group settings, and so I think at some point here in the near future, we'll sit down and have a serious conversation about it.
Okay, I love that. I'm hoping that maybe we can see an engagement and a wedding on the Real Housewives of Miami. Larsa, how would you feel about getting married on TV?
I don't no, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
I don't know. I just don't think so. I don't think. Do you think so?
I don't think they could afford it.
Oh,
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I think
Yeah.
look, my family is very private, and
Yeah.
so I think if we were to tie the knot, I don't think it would happen on camera.
I see. I see. Speaking of your family, Marcus, I'm just curious. Does your dad watch The Real Housewives? Is he familiar with Larsa's work as a mojito holder?
Absolutely not. I
Oh,
mean, my dad's a busy guy. He doesn't watch any type of reality TV, and so maybe one of these days when we get together as a family, I'll try to get him to watch an episode or two that I'm on.
Larsa, where do you and Michael Jordan connect? Because I would love to be a fly on the wall for conversations between Larsa Pippen and Michael Jordan.
I mean, we really don't have those conversations. Like we
Oh,
really, I'm like, I don't have conversations with them.
Yeah.
oh, okay, okay. Now, looking forward to the future, have you guys thought about, Michael and Scotty in the same room? I know that there's always so much speculation and conversation around that. What are the conversations like between you two, and will we learn more about that dynamic on the podcast?
I feel like there's not really anything that's like, I think people want to make it worse than it actually is. And I'm that's just like feelings that have been hurt, but I don't feel like that has anything to do with us or
Yeah, I feel like for us, we're trying to stand on our own 2 feet and really establish ourselves both independently, but also as a couple. And so
yeah.
we let let them handle their business and we handle ours.
Yeah, totally. Well, I feel like you two you have such a good vibe surrounding you. If anything, I feel like you two could be like a conduit for peace.
I mean,
You never
listen,
know.
we're in a good place. We only want to like, put positivity out there and give good energy. I feel like that's
I agree.
100%. And I love that you guys just want to stick together through everything. Lars, I was listening to the first episode of Separation Anxiety, and you were like, I'm bringing Marcus on the girls trip. I don't care what they say. I'm bringing him on the girls trip. Has that girls trip taken place yet, or is that coming up?
no, it's actually coming up.
Oh my God. So Mark, you're coming, you're down?
It's unfortunate because I have a conflict. I'm going to be in Paris for Men's Fashion Week for my store. And so if I wasn't there working, then I definitely would be, shadowing her on the girls trip.
Oh my God. I love that. I love that. I also love that, Larsa, you said that all the girls have really loved and welcomed Marcus into the group as you film for the next season of Miami. But you did mention some hiccups. What can you tease about these hiccups?
I mean, I feel like a lot of times with these shows, we're happy until we're not, we're good until we're not. Things can change at any moment. I feel like at this very moment, everyone's in a good place.
That is so good to hear. Now, I do want to hear if there's any update in your relationship with Gertie. I know right now she is battling, cancer. She had the surgery. She's trying to get through that. Did that sort of put things into perspective and help facilitate a path forward for the two of you? Because I know there was some drama with her calling you the fakest housewife and all of that.
Know what that was about, honestly. Like I've always been cool with Gertie. We've never had any issues. I just feel like sometimes like the new girls seem to think that the OGs are not really like, I don't know, as open as they'd want us to be. But I'm like, the phone works both ways. Like you can call me too. So I feel like a lot of times the newbies are kind of frustrated, maybe because the OGs, we've had this long relationship and this experience that we've had. It was literally 13 years ago I was on Housewives with these girls. So it's hard for someone new to come in and for us to forget all this experience we've had with each other. So that sometimes I think they tend to forget that.
What was going through your mind when you saw that clip make the rounds on social media of her calling you the fakest one?
Well, I don't know, because I was like, I don't shed fake tears like some of us. I don't know. I don't know.
Who's shedding the fake tears?
The person that's calling me fake. Like, I was just like, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Well, how is Gertie? I mean, just in the conversations that you've had with her, I know
Oh,
that she's going through a lot with her health.
No, I feel like she feels good. I know that she's frustrated with, with her dealing with cancer, but I feel like she's in a good place. She's a great support system. All of us are here for her. We love her. I'm hoping it's gonna, she's gonna handle it and it's gonna go away.
Yeah, and how are things with Julia? Because I know that we also were able to sort of connect as Martina was going through her cancer battle as well. Did that sort of help you guys put your friendship into perspective as well?
I feel like women, we get into these disagreements and they're honestly over the dumbest things. And so when something big like this happens, it really puts everything into perspective. We don't care. We forget about all our little spats and we want to make sure that the other person's good. And I feel like with this group of girls, I feel like we all like genuinely have fun together. We want each other to win. So I think at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. We do sometimes have our little issues. I have them with my sister, my cousins, everyone. I feel like, but at the end of the day, like we all want each other to be great.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite cast member so far, Marcus? Is there someone that you vibe with the most?
I feel like for me, it's Lisa's boyfriend, Jody. I feel like we're both the newcomers on the scene, and we're both kind of thrust into this new universe. And so I feel like when we're filming or taping, whatever, we definitly bond for sure.
Yeah, can we expect to see some double dates between the two of you guys, the two
I
couples?
think you'll definitely see some stuff,
Yeah.
but you definitely got to tune in. This season's
Okay.
gonna be good.
I love that. I love that. Now, getting to know Jody more, the both of you, do you think that he's a good guy for Lisa?
I do. I feel like he's great for her. He's there for her. He's really supportive of her and all the things that she's going through. I think she's really happy and he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness, guys. I am just so happy for you two. I love that you're able to just like come out, shout to the world, we're in love. Congratulations on the podcast. It's so good. I will be tuning in. Also, I just need to like let everyone know that when you listen to this podcast, like listen to it with your AirPods because Larsa and Marcus have like you have the sexiest voices. It's like butter. Both of you just have incredible voices made for podcasts.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Thank
so
you very
good.
much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.